Toki is the one. I don't know if he's connected. If they can.
Okay, hello everyone. I think we're starting very soon. This is the regionalization meeting for the Food Policy Pact dedicated to the African region. I think the main speaker is going to be online and it's going to be Tokiana. I don't know if... do you have the connection already? Can we project them on the... Hello? Tokiana, can you hear us?
Hello? Yeah. Hello?
Hi.
Hello, everyone. Just a little information. Is there any possible interpretation for the online participants? Because
Yes.
we cannot see any link for the translation online.
Okay. Do you have the translation links to share?
No, I don't, but...
I'm asking in the room, yes. We have the live translation. I'm not sure about the links. Okay. Do you need translation, Tokiana?
No, not for me. I don't need the translation, but the other participants online, maybe they don't... like, for example, when Scarlett will do the presentation in French, some people will need translation for English.
Yes. Yes, I see we have members in the room with the live translation headset, but I need to check for the... I've already asked for the link for the online translation. So in the meanwhile, I'm sorry for the ones that cannot understand English. Scarlett, do you want to introduce yourself briefly while we are waiting for the translation?
Yes. Thanks. Hi, everybody. My name is Scarlett Zongo. I'm from Ouagadougou. I'm the focal point of the Milan Pact at the city of Ouagadougou, and I'm also technical advisor to the mayor of Ouagadougou. Thank you.
And my name is Alice Casiraghi. I am the cross-cutting manager for circularity. So one of the 4 pillars of the Pact, we have circularity, innovation, climate, and nutrition. And I take care of the circularity pillar specifically for the Food Trails project, but I'm here today to support the whole food policy regionalization program. So I think the first thing we're going to start with is the regional context. So I leave the words to Toki and Scarlett, right?
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I am Tokiana Rakotonirainy, and I am the decentralized cooperation officer for the city of Antananarivo, but also the food officer for the city as a focal point for the Milan Pact. So, first of all, I would like to welcome you all, mayors, representatives of the city, and representatives of partners, like technical and financial partners of cities, and all of you that are online or in person in Barcelona. We are welcoming you all in this session for reinforcement of the regionalization of the Milan Pact in Africa. And now, without any delay, I would like to introduce Ms. Scarlett from Ouagadougou to do a brief presentation about the regionalization plan for Africa. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tokiana. Donc, bonjour à tous, bienvenue.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this regionalization seminar. I'm Scarlett Zongo, focal point of the regionalization pillar for Ouagadougou city. I will do my presentation in French with my slides in English. So if I'm talking too quickly, please tell me. Okay, here we have the presentation. Okay, this seminar is presented by Antananarivo City, Madagascar, and Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso, that were elected last year members of the steering committee of the Milan Pact for 2022-2023. This is the agenda of my presentation. We are going to talk about the situation of the Pact in Africa and the last forum that was held in Ouagadougou and the declaration of Ouagadougou and the challenges of the Africa region before presenting you the regionalization plan for 2001-2023. That it's almost finished. From the beginning of the Pact in 2016, there had been 4 regional forums in Africa: Dakar in 2016, Brazzaville in 2018, in 2019, and Ouagadougou in 2021. We have 37 signatory cities in the Africa region, and from those 37, we have several capitals like Antananarivo or other medium-sized cities. We have federations and groups of municipalities and megalopoles as well, and we share all common preoccupations. We want to improve the food system in their towns for the well-being of their populations. We have 57 good practices that were presented to the Secretariat in the Milan Pact. And the 4th regional forum that was held in Ouagadougou was from the 15th to the 17th of February of this year, and it was with online and inside people, and how we discuss about how to provide food for people during emergencies like COVID, and cities exchange as well about the new challenges linked with the climate change and the impact in the urban food system. And there was as well the talk about the role of youth in participating in climate change processes and sustainable policies. 25 cities signed the Ouagadougou Declaration. Here we have the extract, and we recognize as city that they are key players in promoting food systems in transformation, besides the challenges they face. We have exterior shocks that have a bad impact in the food supply, the increasing of the population, and the growing problem of food waste, that the informal food markets are a source of employment, that it's very important and we have to foster it, and research and education can be a support for these resilient food systems, so they engage themselves to put into place urban policies and food governments at the territorial level, and to put into place good practices in order to help agriculture and transparency of data. This aspect of transparency of data appeared several times, and including civil society and NGOs in their efforts helping family agriculture, and that the agriculture that is respectful with the climate and the biodiversity of agriculture, developing local markets for local products, and procurement for the promotion and education for sustainable diet, and reduction and managing of food waste according to circular aspects. That was the Ouagadougou Declaration. What are the challenges of the African region? According to UN Habitat, in 2050, we will have 1.5 thousand million inhabitants. The small and medium towns will have to organize urgently. In the peri-urban areas, there is a big growth, and this is a challenge for agricultural lands. And there is a big concurrence between the need of land to produce food and the need of land to build houses. So the production sites are more and more far from the cities. And then we had COVID-19 that had some big impact, social, economical, and environmental. So we needed to have resilient answers. Some Sahel cities are suffering from violence, people getting to our villages, getting all the animals, or burning everything. That is a new challenge for some towns. Of course, not all cities are at the same level, but we share the same preoccupations, and we can share good practices in order to develop food systems that are resilient. So this is our plan of regionalization. That is a proposal, because we are expecting your feedback, based in 4 big pillars: organizing regional forums, webinars about one subject, and an online platform to exchange good practices among the different towns and cities. More details here. For the regional forums, we want to organize one per year. The one in Ouagadougou already took place in 2021, so we need one for 2022 and 2023. This allows to enlarge the signatories of the Milan Pact, exchange good practices, and to make our message known to everybody. Those forums allow us to discuss some aspects that are common to all Africa. And I would like to explain something about the organization of forum. When we organized the last regional forum in 2021 in February, this allowed the Ouagadougou city to see all the good practices that were in place, and we were surprised to see how many of them were already in place. And through this regionalization plan, we want to continue this momentum. Webinars, we would like to organize 5 webinars in the next 3 years, one until the end of the year, and 2 for 2022 and 2 for 2023, to treat the preoccupations or the worries of this year. The one of this year will be about the monitoring framework, which is a tool linked to the 37 actions of the Milan Pact. So it would be interesting to have your point of view about this webinar that we propose. What do you think about it? About good practices, in order to exchange the exchanges among the different towns and cities. We want good practices of innovation in the sustainable food systems. We have Lusaka, Dakar, and Nairobi that were mentioned for their innovation, and we would like to have more cities presenting themselves to this award in the following years in the different pillars. And to do that, I believe Antananarivo would be able to explain in more detail all the process and how do you want to do to present yourself to this award. About the platform to share information, to create a memory for all the signatory cities and towns, we would like to create a LinkedIn platform to be able to share successes and challenges, and this will allow us to keep the memory of all the events. You all know in the city councils with the elections, there is a lot of movement. Therefore, we believe LinkedIn will allow us not to lose this collective memory. And we would like to use this roundtable to make a call for to candidatures for 2022 and 2023 to have a space at least for 200 people, to be able to organize an online event at the same time, and we will prioritize those towns that had never received the forum before, and we will treat aspects of the Milan Pact. The Secretariat would be able to help you in that sense. As I was saying before, organizing the forum in 2021 allow us to generate this momentum, this positive momentum, and dynamize this food resilient system. I would like to thank all the partners that help us in this regionalization event, the City Council of Barcelona, the Secretariat that was always helping us for all the events we organized, and the organization of this seminar is important for us to share with you the results of all the work we've been doing in the aspect of regionalization. I would like to thank as well the City Council of Milan, the Accra Foundation, helping the different cities in Africa for organizing forums, ISLEI, ROAF, and the FAO. for the monitoring framework. So I hope we will be able to count on those partners for the other events in the future. Thank you very much.
What? Is that speak? No, no.
Thank you very much, Scarlett, for the insightful presentation. And as I go through the session,
Where is Tokiana? Sorry.
for the introduction of the NGO Accra. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, the first page. Good afternoon to everybody. I am Massimiliano Lepratti. I am the coordinator of ESTA, Economia e Sostenibilità. It's an Italian association that is part of the RUA Foundation, is associated to RUA Foundation. And I'm here to represent a network of association NGO. One of them is Accra, that has developed this strategy that I will give you through this presentation, this short presentation. We have presented also in Rome on the 21st of July at the presence of some African cities that have signed the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact, to some civil society organization and other institutions. As you can see, this is a strategy, a strategy for a platform. Which is the problem we want to address? The problem is the problem of the fragmentation of the interventions. We have lots of problems that Scarlett has remembered better than, of course, I could do. But we have a lot of projects, a lot of ideas, but they are really fragmented. And so we have thought to a strategy that it's that starts from these four problems you can see in the circle and the higher part on the right. Farmers' impoverishment, migration towards Europe, urban malnutrition, climate change. We have started from the Ouagadougou Declaration that has been remembered before. And we would like to develop a sort of food green deal in African cities, food green deal for the African cities, to join all the efforts towards these four challenges you can find in the higher and the right part of this document. Please, may you move to the second pages of this presentation? Okay, the general strategy is this. Sorry, I have to speak here. Cities, peri-urban, and rural areas, they have to be involved together. And because we have the problem that the relationship between rural areas and urban food demand is quite problematic. The production of food and the demand of food, they are not harmonized. The second pillars of our strategy is the social research world. You can see to get the applied social research world involved to support the actors on the field in the choice of the best solution and the monitoring of their results through scientific cooperation practices that interconnect economic, social, and climate analysis. A third pillar is the participation of the civil society, of course, to ensure the involvement of a broad popular participation in the action. The fourth pillar is the modular approach. It's a strategy that tries also to use and to take the opportunity from the different projects that exist, that have financed, but embedding them into a more general strategies. The fifth one is a systemic method, of course, that put together, that connect the socio-economic and environmental dimension, the relationship between cities and peri-urban and rural areas, the food system in its whole production chain. Can you move, please? And the specific strategy, we think it's important to have some tools to do these works at the best. And in particular, tools of mapping, to map the potentialities, the obstacles, and the possible solutions. The second tool is a calculator, is a dashboard of each scenario of malnutrition, health levels, occupation level, economic increase, biodiversity protection, emission reduction. We need to put together all these data to know which could be the impact of all the interventions and to show to the policymaker which are the best solution, which are the best scenario if you do something or do something other. And the third is the creation and implementation of multi-actor policies at urban-rural scale to facilitating the dialogue between the civil society, the institution, and the research. The next one, please. And this is some possibilities of concrete action, formulation of ameliorative hypothesis, impact evaluation of these hypotheses, multi-actor dialogue on hypothesis feasibility, policies action implementation, impact and process assessment. It's the second now. It's the second moment of presentation of our strategy. The first one was done in Rome, as I have remembered. And we think, I repeat, that it's really important to coordinate all the efforts and, of course, giving the floor at the first level to the African cities that are the most important player in this strategy, to continue this dialogue and to develop this strategy altogether to avoid the fragmentation I have denounced since the beginning of my intervention. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that insightful presentation. And before we go to the question and answer session, I would like to go for a quick roundtable if possible. We'll go first for the participants online. Like, you can just introduce yourself and who are you representing, like the city or an organization, part of partners of cities, and we'll go online, and then we'll move on to the participants in person in the room. Thank you. Maybe we can begin with Dr. Hayat Bayou, please. Can you start?
Oui, oui, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Yes, hello, you can speak in French if you wish. There's no interpretation for the online event? Well, hello, everybody. My name is Haït Bayouz. I'm a doctor, and I'm mayor in Carthage, in Tunisia. It's one of the cities that signed the Milan Pact, and I'm participated in this regional seminar to talk about Carthage and what we are trying to do. I don't know if I can share my presentation. Yes, I believe you can do it yourself. I'm going to try to share my screen with you. Well, I don't know. It's a bit difficult for me, but I asked, but nobody gave me the access to the platform, so I don't know.
Chat, if you have a PDF, we can share it.
Ah, d'accord. Donc, in the chat, OK. Donc, une discussion, voilà. Là, hop.
Ixi, sì, voi non viro. Vedrete box. Sì. Ma non في البيرو تلقاه. على جوجل درايف مش يمشي اوتوماتيكمون.
Do you want to invite somebody else?
ليه حيز ما تبداش تبلبس ما تبداش تخليش بعض.
Madame le maire.
Mrs. Mayor, maybe we can leave you a couple of minutes to find the document and hear somebody else in the meanwhile.
Tokiana.
Merci. We are asking, is there another city who want to do the brief introduction of themselves and the city, please? Or
if there's somebody in the room as well.
Okay, we can start by Mr. in the front. No one? Okay, maybe Tokiana, we can go with questions that we have for the cities.
Okay, we can go ahead with the partners, like I can see Riporto and Italy Africa. Anyone wants to do a brief introduction about their activities in the Africa? Hi, Paul.
Hi, Toki.
You can go ahead.
Merci bien. Bonjour. Hello, everyone. My name is Paul Harry. I'm the manager of the Urban Systems Unit at ICLEI Africa. And it's my pleasure to be part of this forum and formally offer ICLEI Africa's support for the regionalisation strategy for the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact Africa. We've been working with FAO, Milan Food Policy Pact, RUAF, Rakotonirainy, and many partners to support urban food systems, knowledge sharing between and to help in policy development that's appropriate to our context. So I wish to offer the support to our current chairs in Antananarivo and Ouagadougou on a really important approach to regionalizing to make sure that cities can share practices from their own contexts and support each other there. I look forward to participating with our team as well in the learning exchanges. I think the program looks very exciting. And we're happy to be partners in improving food systems across the continent. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much, Paul, for brief introduction. And does anyone else want to partake this plan? If not, then we can go ahead with the questions. Does anyone have a question to ask for me or myself or Scarlett, for the people who are in the room participating in person? So you can go ahead with questions or comments about the leadership plan that just has been presented. Thank you.
Okay. Tokiana, I think we can go ahead with our questions. Accra has one. What is the question? Mayor of Carthage. Excusez, Madame le maire. Okay, it's okay.
Yes, just a question. I've seen that you planned 3 forums for 3 years. We have judged that the forum is an event quite expensive to reach. That's the question is, why have you choose to set this intensive gathering over the 3 years?
If I can answer in French, maybe for all other participants, I can say that
when we were proposed to organize the 2020 forum, it was in theory for 2020, there was a tendency to organize a regional forum every year. Because of COVID-19, we didn't do it in 2020, but we believe it's not too much to organize a regional forum once a year. And I believe it's a good idea to ask the cities that want to organize the regional forum to say it. But once a year is not that much.
Oui. Allez-y, monsieur.
Donc, voilà.
Madame le maire peut faire maintenant sa présentation.
Okay, Mrs. Mayor can do her presentation now.
Oui. Okay. Après, je vous donne la parole parce qu'il y a...
I will give you the floor afterwards because there's first the presentation of Mrs. Mayor of Carthage. Can you hear me? Yes, no problem. Can I start? As I was saying, we are sorry, but the sound gets lost.
Excusez-moi.
We cannot hear you now, Mrs. Mayor. Okay, can you hear me now? Yes.
Can you please share the presentation in the meanwhile and try to read the audio
Okay.
for the mayor of Carthage?
Ah, d'accord. Donc c'est bon, je comprends.
Okay. I'll go on. My presentation is in these logics of partnership to show you the path we are following towards our common goal.
Presentation to share it. We see a folder, not the PDF.
Oui.
عندك هاي
ما عنديش
Ok, Madame
Donc,
le maire, ok.
s'il vous plaît, je continue si vous voulez bien avec le PDF parce que je ne l'ai pas maintenant prête en PowerPoint.
Okay, I will go on with the PDF because I don't have the PowerPoint. But okay, go on without any support. Carthage is in the heart of the Mediterranean and it's a UNESCO World Patrimony Heritage City, and we are based in the economy, the maritime and road economy, but as well agriculture. So urban and peri-urban agriculture is something that historically common in Carthage. Now Carthage receives lots of tourism, and we are struggling against the climate change, mainly about the deterioration of the coast and the droughts. We have to control the urbanizing and preserving the archaeological heritage. We used the innovation by population to fight against the drought. In the antiquity, every house had a cistern for water underneath the house. In the Roman period, the food in town was assured by the aqueduct, and the following civilization could manage this lack of water until now with the climate change. The vulnerability of our town, Carthage, is characterized by this climate change. In the coast, that implies the erosion of the sea and the higher level of the water. Well, I'm afraid you cannot see it, but we have two pictures of Carthage in a distance of 100 years, and you can see the degradation. There is a fragility of the food system as well, mainly distribution and consumption, because we don't have their own system of production, and we need the external distribution. And COVID have increased the crisis, the economical, social, and climatic crisis. Mrs. Mayor? Okay, we can hear you now. So I continue. The health crisis, the climate crisis made our town to undertake a transversal approach with the interaction of the different systems with four added components. The town had a plan since 2 years ago, and we have to review it. And we are in following a path of digitalization of all the public documentation and the addition of the Urban Food Pact in 2021. In order to do all that, we have three main pillars: modernization of the food systems through the analysis of the social, economical, cultural aspects to see what challenges we have in respect to the food system. And secondly, a transition towards a food system that is sustainable and positive, integrating different stakeholders that have an influence directly or indirectly in the food system. And the exchange of good practices and know-how between the town and the Milan Pact is really important. For the governance of the project, the establishment of this strategy needed to establish a governance model with 5 main actors: the city team of Carthage, the academic stakeholders, university, research centers, etc., representatives of civil society, medium and small-size companies, and the partnership with Eurocities network. And this team launched this plan of transforming the Carthage system, seeing the potentialities and the challenges. The green spaces, eating green spaces, we have just 3 in the whole town with different initiatives, and we have other potential places. For example, urban parks, archaeological sites, schools, spaces in schools and high schools. You have 1 minute left. So the urban system we want is a system based in an inclusive food system with and a solidarity economical system, an ecological sustainable system, an education equality system. All those systems are transversally managed with governance, the participation of all citizens, valorization of the heritage, the green structures, and the struggle against climate change. All these to create a coherent system for the Carthage town. So in this dynamic of a sustainable food system in a dynamic and inclusive way, in order to reinforce resilience and against climate change, inclusion of all citizens, and that leaves nobody behind. Thank you.
Et je vous enverrai toute la présentation si vous voulez par mail, donc comme ça au moins.
I will send you all the presentation by mail, so if you want to have it afterwards.
Merci beaucoup, Madame le maire.
Thank you very much. Maybe I will give the floor to Scarlett for other questions. I will give the floor now to the City of Dakar. You've got the floor, ma'am.
Merci, madame. Alors, je me présente.
I'm Dr. Elisha. I'm a doctor as well. And I'm in the Department of Health of the City Council of Dakar. As you know, Dakar has signed the Milan Pact and has participated in all the international and regional forums. And as you said, it was, for example, the host in 2016. Dakar was in full in the COVID-19 crisis when the Ouagadougou forum Dakar is a big city surrounded by water, so fish is very important, but fishing is more and more rare because big ships, international ships, take all the fish. And the peri-urban agriculture exists as well, but unfortunately, because of anarchic urbanization, we have lesser and lesser lands to cultivate. So we have overpopulation in Dakar, and this scarceness of food, and this is a big problem for our city. But the city of Dakar is trying its best to tackle these challenges, for example, with micro gardens. And we are trying to share with other regions to see how to improve the diet of the Dakar people that are mainly young people. In Senegal, 65, 70% of the population are young people. So we have a scarcity in the fishing area, in agriculture, and during COVID-19, the city tried to do everything possible during confinement to help Dakar population for several months. In the forum of Ouagadougou, we talked as well of social and social economy and circular economy. In this aspect, we are financing all projects related to this aspect. So this is a contribution of the city of Dakar in this sense. And I'll give the floor to my colleague. I would like to intervene about the regionalization plan. We have been in forums and webinars. Very often we don't have any translation for webinars. There was no French translation for webinars, so maybe this is a point we should solve for the next webinars. Thank you.
Contribution. Est-ce qu'il y a quelqu'un?
Thank you. Anybody else?
Non. D'accord. Donc, Tokiana, je pense qu'on peut.
Okay, Tokiana, we had several questions to ask you, so we are going to do it. Do you have any suggestion for the following webinars? Besides the interpretation problem, but if you have any comment, any suggestion by the other cities or town about the subjects we should discuss, either for regional forums or the webinars we are going to try to organize in the following years. Thank you. I have another question, maybe for the online participants and the inside, about the technical and financial aspects. I know Accra is very active in our region. Maybe we could have their point of view of the representatives of Accra. Ricolto is directing a project called Generation Food in Ouagadougou, and it's about training the next generation of young people in the urban and peri-urban agriculture, so the future agro entrepreneurs are being trained by Generation Food, and it's such an interesting project that it's a pity just in Ouagadougou. It would be very nice to implement this project somewhere else. I don't know if the representative of Accra is still here. He's not, so we will be sharing with you the first results of this project Generation Food. And the other question I wanted to ask you about the monitoring framework. I don't know if among you you know the monitoring framework. Have you implemented it? Do you know how it works? I would like some feedback. Okay, Madame Ouattara, you're online? No? Okay. Okay. Monitoring framework. Dakar, do you have any experience about this monitoring framework? Madagascar, Toki, can you share with us your experience using the monitoring framework? Yes, but I believe I won't be too long about this question, but I invite all participants to follow us. At the same time, there will be a session about monitoring framework organized by the Secretariat, and I will be participating in this session that will be held tomorrow afternoon. In fact, we were chosen among others to evaluate the situation of the city in the different activities, food activities, and this project allow us to do a monitoring, a control of the different food activities in town, and then evaluate these different activities. So we manage to put everything together and make an evaluation of all the activities, and it allows us to have a global vision of what we can do in the framework of the activities and as a strategy as well around the food system and resilience, climatic resilience. Thank you. Thank you.
Il semble que Madame Ouattara est de retour. Vous êtes là, Madame Ouattara?
Madame Ouattara, you're here? Yes, hello.
Bonjour, comment allez-vous?
How are you? I'm fine, thank you. Thank you to give us the floor. I have some connection problems, so I won't be able to switch on my video. About Generation Food, the idea to organize Generation Food was by the City Council of Ouagadougou, and the goal was to reinforce the capacity of young people in agriculture. The sound is not too good. That's the connection of my dear country, I'm afraid. Okay. Okay, we understood that Generation Food was the idea to to go to accompany the next generation of our agriculture sector and to teach them some entrepreneurial aspects as well based on agro-business. That is Generation Food, and we are going to share all the information with you. I see the Praia city. Hi.
Headset. So did you get all the information you just said? Do you want to share information with us regarding Praia's food system? Just in a few words. It's okay.
Je vais essayer de parler en français parce que nous on est là.
I'm going to try to speak in French. We are here. I've seen there are plenty of African countries that are here, but we are not. I'm a bit surprised because the Cap Verde is having lots of difficulties because it doesn't rain too much. 4 years already without rain. So we have plenty of problems with agriculture and diet. And for example, for us, 70% of food is import. But we are here to learn and to see everything that is lacking in our home and see if there is the possibility of signing the Milan Pact. And I hope there will be an invitation for us. We take note. Yes. Okay. Dakar. I would like to talk about subjects about the following webinars. We are facing synthesis. Food, how can we foster agricultures for cultivating local food instead of other synthetic food? Toki, do you have anything else to add before I give the floor to the Secretariat? Nothing. I think we can give the floor to the Secretariat. So we are a bit late, so it's better we give the floor to the Secretariat.
Thank you much, Toki. I have shared in the room in front of you some papers with the QR code. If you can, scan the QR code later on. I will introduce briefly what it is about. For the people that are connected online, you should receive the link to the form from Alessia. The survey's objective, this is a survey to understand your needs, aspirations, and your future plans for the food policies. We are trying to use the good practices from the Food Trails project and try and find a way to replicate it regionally by addressing the issues and understanding how we can bring this methodology to each region. So if you are a mayor, if you are a member of a municipality of a city, and not if you are a research fellow, just if you are a member of a municipality, you can scan the QR code or access through the link. And at the link, you will find this survey that's divided in 3 main parts. So at the beginning, it will be asked to you to add the name of your city, your name and surname, and your email to be connected with us. You will see both on the papers and in the questionnaire, the world is divided in regions for the food policy administration. And you should choose your own food policy region. And then, oh, thank you. And then there are 3 parts. The first one is the political commitment. So we ask you to provide a brief overview of the main areas of action around food in which you have been active in the last couple of years. So just say yes if you have been already active for a couple of years. So if you have already a food policy and strategy approved, or if instead you have a food council or a board, or both. If you have a deputy mayor or a councillor that is in charge of food for your city, and if you have a team, office or department that is fully dedicated to food. Then following is the municipal services for food. So are you connected, for example, to school canteens? Do you directly manage them from the municipality? Or the school canteens are managed by a private company? And do you have management on the wholesale market of fruits and vegetables, of fish? If there are farms that are owned by the city administration, if there is agricultural land that is owned by the city, and if you have food waste separated collection. The second part is going to be about good practices. What's your experience on food policy development in the different sections, from governance to production to waste, all the different sections. And if you have something specific of your experience that you want to share, something about the policy of your city, please describe it in a few words. And below that, there is the last section that is about aspiration and learning needs. So if there are any areas in which you feel you would benefit from some training from other cities' experiences, please state it below. And again, if you have a specific interest, you can add the comment below the bullet points. And that's all from my side, so I'll leave you a few minutes to fill in the form.
So we'll fill it now?
Right, I think so, yes.
Can you send it to me by WhatsApp or email?
Can you scan a QR code? Yes. I'll get you the QR code.
Thank you.
Excuse me?
Yes?
For us, online, we didn't receive any link yet, so.
Alessia, hai mandato il link nella chat. So you should have received the message in the chat, the Zoom chat. If you open it, there is a message with a link from Alessia. Sei sicura che l'hai mandato? Wait a second, we're gonna try to send it again. Sorry for the inconvenience. In privato. Okay, you should have it now.
Yes, thank you.
separation. You may take institution like separation
It's managed by the, if you manage it by the municipality, or if it's not managed by the municipality.
No, no. The problem is we have a system that collect and we transfer it cost.
Mm-hmm.
But at home, we don't have this system. It's when they come to pick it up, they separate it.
Okay.
We have centers.
No, that's fine then. Then you have it, yeah. Otherwise, mm-hmm.
Purtroppo non vedo if public schools, if canteens of public schools are managed by public schools, is it municipality?
Yes. I mean, it depends if it's the municipality or the national.
No, it's
No,
a
it's
public
okay.
school
Okay.
that the
Owned,
The city.
owned by the municipality.
Okay.
Io non vedo le risposte, quindi non so se hanno risposto tutti.
Va bene. Oh. Try to go on, see if it lets you.
Dopo questo basta. Magari dopo questa cosa non devi dire nient'altro. What's happening?
Can I ask to the people connected online if you're done with the questionnaire? I think the people in the room are about to finish now.
Hello?
At the plenary, is it in English or in French? English.
I don't know. Usually it's you have to speak to her. Then ask Filippo, but I think it's fine. Ok, tout le monde a fini?
Everybody has finished?
Okay. Hello, Toki?
Toki, can you hear me? Okay, here on site we have almost finished. I believe we can finish with this session. We can close up. So thank you, Scarlett. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I would like to thank you, all the participants online or in live, for this regionalization event. And we will be doing a follow-up by email with all the Milan Pact cities signatories and the proposals of the subjects to discuss during the webinars and the next forums. And if you have any comment, any question about the leadership plan, I think it's a great opportunity to have an exchange with all the towns and cities that couldn't be here. So we'll get in touch by mail. Thank you. I'll give the floor to Scarlett if you have anything to add. Okay, I would like to say thank you to be here. Thank you, Secretariat, for all your support. Thank you for the interpreters. Scarlett is saying it wasn't easy, she says, and we'll see each other in the next workshops, maybe in the one of the monitoring framework. And have a nice evening. Thank you.